Alright, travelers, now you're going to see our new house.
You can't imagine how excited I am right now.
And it's hard to find the words to express it.
But we're entering one of the most spectacular buildings in Madeira.
How much does an apartment like this cost?
I love it. I fell in love. I'm fascinated.
From one of the most luxurious houses in Madeira, we welcome you to this video.
And today we're going to be touring from the cheapest properties you can find on the island to eccentricities like this one. If you enjoy watching real estate videos, or you're thinking about investing to make your money grow here on the island, stay tuned until the end.
If you don't know us yet, I'm Valerisa.
And I'm Emmanuel Vieira.
And together we are
Two crazy travelers.
travelers. Right now we are in Canizo with Nelson.
I want you to tell us a little about your story and the work you do here in Madeira.
Thank you. Well, I'm Venezuelan, as is obvious, the son of immigrant parents. I moved from Venezuela to Panama in 2015. I had some business experiences there in the country of Panama. And then because of life circumstances, and I think the pandemic ended up pushing me, I arrived on the island in 2020 and it welcomed me from the start. After a few months, the real estate business also suffered. I've been working in real estate since 2021. This September will mark 4 years since I started doing what I've been doing, trying to help people, whether it's buying, selling, or renting properties here on Madeira Island.
I want to have a general overview of what it would be like to invest here on the island.
Nelson, tell me, how would you divide the spaces?
For example, Funchal is ideal for this type of people, or maybe São Vicente would be ideal for another type of people.
Or if you're looking for a bit of relaxation and privacy, I recommend this other area.
Tell me, in general terms, what places would you recommend investing in for different types of people?
Even though the island is small, we could divide it into different parts. As always, Funchal, the capital, is an area with high demand because it's the city and capital. However, it's also an area with more noise and confusion. Many investors on the island seek peace and tranquility, leading to new markets opening up around the city. The southern area is in high demand due to the beach, which offers more sun and is the hottest area, which would go from Riviera Brava to Caleta more or less. It's an area with many beach houses, a luxury market also with high demand, but with a sandy beach service with a marina. And it has quite a lot of demand in that sense. We also have the northern area, which we could start with San Vicente, which I would say is the gateway to the north of the island. And from there, we also have a beach area, but further north, colder, but with a lot of greenery, a lot of nature, and a lot of privacy. And on this side, we could see the area from Machico to here to Canizo, which is close to Cristiano Ronaldo Airport, which is also a highly sought after spot for investments. And that's the case right now as we're in Canizo, which has practically become the bedroom city of Funchal because of the large number of rooms the market offers.
Well, I suggest we go see the first property.
Of course.
And keep exploring Madeira, but this time showing properties on the island.
And here we are already inside our first apartment. A T1, which means it has only one bedroom. Let's check out the living room first, and after we tour the whole property, we'll tell you about the benefits, prices, and so on that this place offers. Here's the little table. As you can see, it's a bit decorated because this apartment has already been sold. And there's a company that takes care of getting it ready so it can then be listed on Booking, Airbnb, VRBO, and other short-term rental apps. They've already taken it and are making it nice to start welcoming guests. The size of the television in this apartment is impressive. I'd say it's about 70 inches, and if you look at the distance from the television to the furniture, I mean, it's at least 2 arm lengths. I think they have to use glasses here to be able to see the television over there because honestly, it's super huge. And this, well, is a sofa bed. Imagine that it opens up over here in case 4 people are going to stay. Because, well, like I mentioned, this could be bought for a couple that's just moving to the island. Or also, if you want to make it profitable, you can have up to 4 people, one staying in the bedroom and others here on the sofa bed. Now let's take a look at the bedroom, the bathroom, and the rest of the apartment. Here's the bedroom. We have a queen bed and we have a vanity with its little television. Over there are the closets. Here we have the bathroom, just one bathroom in this apartment. Here's the sink. And look, like I said, this apartment is already ready to start welcoming tourists. Here it has its little bottles of shampoo, soap, everything. And the shower is right behind. And finally, here's the kitchen, which I think is the biggest space in the whole apartment. There's also a fridge, microwave, oven, the whole kitchen. And look how crazy this space is. I mean, you could put another table here and eat here instead of using the dining room outside. I also imagine it must have an area for laundry over here. And in fact, here it has the washing machine. But it's strange, this space. And well, what you want most when you come to Madeira is a sea view. It's true that you have to stick your head out a little bit, but look at it there. What do you think? What do you think? Now, just like you, I don't know how much the apartment costs, but we're going to ask Nelson. Nelson, before you tell me the price of the apartment, tell me a little about the advantages. I understand that, well, the budget will always be the main factor when deciding on a T0 or a T1. But tell me a little more about the different apartments, about which one is good for whom and all that.
Yes, well, in this case, as I told you, we are in Caniso. This has always been, as a rule, the bedroom city of Funchal, and it has also become one of the areas where people are starting to invest. Why? Obviously, the price is a bit more affordable than in Funchal. We are 10 to 15 minutes from the center of the island, from the capital. But we have areas here that are perfect for a young couple's first apartment or someone's first investment property. From a business perspective, this can work and be an opportunity to make a profit, as you mentioned. This property type can be profitable long term. With rents of 800, 900 euros per month, you can also work in the local accommodation market, similar to Airbnb. Booking is also a good option. In this case, the property was sold for that purpose. The owner put it on the market. The property will be available soon and can go for around 80 to 100 per night. As you know, the Madeira market works all year round. We have tourism and we have very good demand for the tourist market throughout the whole season. That's why the apartment is highly profitable and performs excellently.
Okay, so that means I can buy it and put it up for rent on Booking or Airbnb, or I can also rent it out long term. But if you rent it out on Booking or Airbnb, is it more profitable for you? Or what do you think are the advantages and disadvantages of a long-term rental versus a short-term rental?
Exactly. We have both options. We have clients who prefer the long-term, 1-year contracts because they don't have to worry about anything. They just receive their rent. That's it. We have Airbnb and Booking options, but they require services like cleaning and someone to manage check-ins and check-outs. We already have several companies on the island that take care of that service. They can partner with you so that they get a percentage of the invoiced amount, or you can simply make the apartment profitable for them and they take care of managing the property for a while, for a few years. And you step away from the process. You simply receive your money every month to pay your bank installment, your living expenses, whatever you want to do with the money.
Well, it really does look quite interesting, especially because of the occupation of the island. We who have come year after year since 2020 have seen how the island has increased its occupancy. Investments have increased and so have property prices. But without further ado, Nelson, how much does an apartment like this cost? Or how much did this one sell for?
For example, one-bedroom apartments. In the Canizo market, a secondary market, properties are currently selling for around 200,000 to 250,000. It's a used semi-new apartment between 10 and 15 years old, but as you saw, in very good condition. These are apartments that are ready to be put on the market, whether for the long or short term. But they are in the range of 200 to 250,000 euros, which works very well for a first investment. To get a youth loan, which is also one of the advantages we have now, in case the idea is to use it as a primary residence.
The issue of square footage, I mean the size of the apartment, does it influence the price a lot? Or is it more about the number of rooms?
Okay, we have one-bedroom apartments that are usually around 50 to 60 square meters, but there are many factors that will influence it. The year the building was constructed, whether the apartment has a sea view, the quality of the building's finishes, if it has a pool, and if there are services nearby. That's why there are a series of factors. So giving you a price per square meter, for example, might be a question you'll want to ask next. It will depend a lot on all these factors. The quality of the building, the condominium, the views, and the floor of the apartment. Obviously, a top floor will always have more advantages than a first floor, but there are also properties for every taste. Some clients prefer lower floors, while others favor higher ones. That's why I believe there will always be a property suitable for the type of client who is searching at the time.
Well, you already know. You need approximately 200,000 euros to buy an apartment like this in Madeira. And if you, like me, want to know about loans, possible financing, then keep watching, because we'll tell you more about it later as we look at other properties.
Of course.
Shall we move on to the next one?
Let's go to the next one.
All right, let's continue with this real estate tour in Madeira, the island of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Here we are passing by
Talho do Canizo. The best espetada experience on the island is spectacular, with the butcher shop right in the back and the grill on site. For those who have been following us for a while, you'll remember that video where we tried the best espetada on the island. I can't say the best espetada is there, but it's really cool that you can go yourself, buy, grill your own meat, eat standing up, and that's wonderful. So yes, one of the best, the cheapest, and the experience is a 10 out of 10. We left Canizo and came to Funchal. As you know, this is the most popular area of the island, so we're going to be exploring several options around here. Our first stop is at a building called Uptown. Nelson was telling us that the developer of this building has several others around the city. So if you maybe Google it, you'll find several Uptown buildings in Funchal. But I like that it's pretty green on the outside, it has a lot of vegetation. And they told us it's an apartment with a large patio, so without further ado, let's go in and check it out. This is a brand new apartment. Look, it literally doesn't even have furniture. It only has the kitchen here, its oven, microwave. Look, it doesn't even have a fridge. This is the space for the fridge. One of the things that surprises me about Portugal, even, well, my family's apartment, is that all the fridges are built into a cabinet, but in this case, the fridge is in here. It has 2 bedrooms. Let's check them out one by one. Over here, the first little bathroom. And the bedroom is over here. It has access to a patio, which we'll show you in a moment. Over here is the second bathroom, a bit bigger. Well, over here there's a lot of closets. And here we're entering the second bedroom.
Just so you know, the one next door was the master bedroom.
Yes, because it had the bathroom inside, while this one had the bathroom separate. And if we go out this way, we can see the huge terrace it has. Look at this amazing garden. There's also a little patio here. And this goes all the way around. I mean, it borders the whole apartment. Here you have a raised garden. You can put your grill here. They also told us that the building has a pool, not the apartment. Let's see if we can see it now. But look, one of the disadvantages maybe is that it doesn't have an ocean view. But I'm sure that'll also be reflected in the price. Because here, even if you just have a tiny little spot, just a little view, even if it's really small of the sea, bam, 100,000 euros more, you pay that price.
At
That's so exaggerated.
Yes, I'm exaggerating, but the sea view is truly very expensive here on the island.
On an island, we wish to view the sea.
That's why.
But here you can see the garden, and that's also really beautiful.
Yeah, in fact, you could make a mural here.
I don't think they'd let you.
You can do it. Well, no, it's just that this is a building.
Of course.
I know. But this up here are the apartments that I imagine will overlook your garden. But this garden, will the whole building have access to it? I don't think so.
No, honey, it's part of the apartment.
Well, then you can do whatever you want with the wall.
No, you can't do whatever you want. You have a balcony, and you still have to follow the building's rules.
What do you guys think?
It's not what you say, it's what it is.
Well, but you're the president of the condominium board.
I say no, it can't be done, period.
I could make a mural there.
You can't make a mural.
And right next to it is the pool area. Nelson, how much does an apartment like the one we just saw cost?
These apartments are fully available for delivery. The apartments range from 450,000 to 500,000, situated in a high-end condominium in central Funchal. Here we only have 12 units. It's a quite private building with mid-high range materials and details, a building with a pool and a solarium. And now we're here in a higher category when it comes to apartments in Funchal.
I mean, the category of this building is a bit higher than the first one we saw in Canizo.
Exactly. We can also see that that building was possibly about 15 years old. We're in a building from 2024 with newer technologies and more modern materials. We now cover details that weren't being replicated on the island 10 to 15 years ago.
Well, you know, a 2024 apartment practically new. But I want to keep exploring the properties on the island. So let's go to the next one.
We're about to visit a project that I think you'll like it. Let's see what you think.
Let's go.
We're still in Funchal. Let's see another one. T2.
They told us it has a little surprise, so let's see what it's about. All right, we're about to arrive.
The apartment is completely new.
Oh my God, look at this view. It's beautiful. I just feel that if you're going to have a property here in Madeira, which is an island, how could you not have this sea view? It's gorgeous. And also this building has access both from the street in the back and from the street in the front. So it has two ways to enter and exit. Look at the kitchen, the door that separates the living room.
From the kitchen, also new.
The finishes are beautiful. I love it.
Wow, really, it is spectacular.
Here is the laundry area. Let's go to the balcony, which you can access from here or from the living room.
How lovely. I love it.
Look, here it is.
I think I would use this as the dining area. I don't know if it was meant for that, but I feel like the living room is super spacious. And behind this door are the bedrooms. Over here we have a bathroom. Oh, how nice.
It's beautiful. Over here we have a bedroom. I love it. The closet is huge.
And having everything white makes it look super spacious. And this window also leads to a balcony. I love it. I'm in love. I'm fascinated. I want it for myself. And this is the main bedroom. It's big. I feel like it's super spacious. It also has a huge window that leads to a huge balcony.
No, and there are some stairs there. I mean, it looks like it has a terrace.
Let's use the bathroom, then gossip about where the stairs lead. The bathroom is also very spacious. 2 sinks, which I feel is vital. Right now we only have one, and I can't wait to not share my sink.
That's right. Valeri doesn't like to share anything.
Okay, should we snoop around and see what's up there?
Let's see.
Let's see.
I love it. I'll fill this place with plants. I can already see myself here having coffee.
This is the door to the master bedroom that leads...
Let's see. Oh. Wow. Okay, this is a huge terrace.
No, with a pool and everything.
With a pool and everything?
And look how beautiful the pool is over here.
Wow, it looks amazing.
And with this heat, look, it makes you want to jump in. The sky just cleared up. This pool is really tempting.
Wow, how beautiful.
Look, it even has an outdoor shower. And there's space, enough to make a huge barbecue area.
No, and the view of the whole sea, how beautiful.
I prefer being in nature, wandering in the mountains, and not much else.
But if I were to have an apartment in Funchal, this would be the one. Now, budget-wise, I can't really handle that. We need to ask Nelson about the cost. I fell in love with this apartment. Can you tell us a little more about the building and the apartment?
Of course. Piornai Siete, built by a Venezuelan developer with projects in the city and across the island, is the name of this building. And well, this project started 2 years ago. It's a very exclusive building. It's known for apartments with a lot of space, made with fine materials, high quality materials, and this building is no exception. We have only 10 apartments here, and the one we're visiting right now is a duplex. In other words, we have the entire lower part, the apartment area. And up here, there's this spectacular terrace with a private jacuzzi for the exclusive use of the apartment.
And in this building, is there any other apartment available?
Today, coincidentally, an apartment just came on the market. It's a 3-bedroom apartment with an office. Right down here is the ground floor. It's going back on the market now. It's an apartment that's going for 550,000 euros. Obviously, it's a single-level apartment with 3 bedrooms. In the case of this one up here, since it's a duplex because it's a penthouse, this apartment is listed for 990,000. The apartment has 2 floors and a 3-car garage in the closed parking lot downstairs.
How many years ago was it built?
This building started in 2022 and was finished at the beginning of this year. Yeah, for anyone interested in this apartment or the one downstairs, it's a brand new, never lived in unit in a premium area. Well, as it is, we're here in an area that is increasingly in higher demand. The market currently has very limited properties available.
So far, my favorite. I'm in love. I can picture myself sunbathing here or in the living room, fascinated by the beautiful view.
We're only 989,200 euros short.
Subscribe.
Everyone can help.
To see if one day we can make this dream come true, of course.
I have bad news for you. We're going to see an even better one.
No.
So let's see.
Let's go over there.
You can't imagine how excited I am right now, and I can hardly find the words to express it. But we're entering one of the most spectacular buildings in Madeira, okay? I'm not talking about Funchal. No, I mean Madeira. And this is my visualization process. I mean, here I'm imagining myself someday coming in like I live here. Come take a tour of my house.
Imagine how amazing it is that the parking is completely private. I mean, each apartment's garage is called a box and they're totally closed off so that the other neighbor can't see. They can't see what cars you have, whether you're in the building or absolutely anything you want to keep in there. Now let's go.
We are at the Savoy residence, and I dare say it's the most expensive building on the island right now. Please look at the architecture of this place. I love the combination of materials. Also, it's located in one of the most central areas. I mean, everything is central, it can't be. And
There are so many restaurants and supermarkets around. I mean, anything you need, you can find just by walking. And two crazy travelers as neighbors.
True. Should we start a GoFundMe? Just kidding.
Or I don't know if they'd accept some stories. We could post content for them for a year.
Look how beautiful this place is.
Well, they were telling us that the building has a main entrance, but it also has different entrances for each tower.
And it has a concierge, which is basically like a reception service that works pretty much all day.
Visualization.
What a shame. Honestly, the weather is cloudy today because all of this with a blue sky looks 3 times more amazing.
This is just way, way, way too beautiful.
And they were telling us that it's not only one of the most expensive properties on the island, but also one of the most sought after and most highly valued.
Just look at this, please. Being right in the center with these views and such beautiful landscaping, flowers everywhere, everything so green.
I'm impressed by the number of pools. I mean, there was one over there. But look, if we respectfully peek over there, since the neighbors have their clothes hanging out, there's another one here, another one over there, and another one over there. I think it must have around 10 to 15 pools. It stretches from over there all the way to there, you see?
I'm dying to know how much this costs.
Do you know why? I'm dying to know how much it's appreciated in value. I mean, how much it cost at first and how much it costs now.
Stay tuned. We're going to go in. We're going to see them for the first time with you. I want the surprise to be genuine. Well, we have to make cuts because the camera gives errors with the changes in lighting. Wow. Look, this is the bathroom, and I love that from the bathroom. You can see the room. So even though we have a window nearby, it still has light, and this is a mega room.
Wow. I mean, look at the details on the faucet.
Here we have a spoiler. But no, don't turn over there so people don't see it yet. You'll see it later. Let's keep going.
Honey, but this has to be a master bedroom, you hear? Because if it's for guests, just imagine.
No, I don't think so, honey. I mean, an apartment like this is a secondary bedroom. Over here we have another bedroom.
Another bedroom, see? We're talking about a walk-in closet.
This one does look more like the main one. Here we have another bathroom, the shower. Look. Over here, no, look, 2 sinks. Now we're talking about, I think this is the master bedroom, I think. Let's keep looking around.
And it also faces the balcony.
How nice it is to see so many plants on the balcony.
No, I love it. Please, look at the size of this balcony. Let's go to the living room. Over here is the living room and the kitchen. It's an open concept.
What a beautiful kitchen.
I love these walls.
It appears to be marble, but it's actually a ceramic material, not real marble.
I thought everything down there was green marble, but it's not. However, it looks really good.
Look at the kitchen, how beautiful it is. Love, some arepas with tuna.
With this view, no. Some fried arepas with cheese and deviled ham.
The little ones? This is the visualization, okay? That's how it feels. I don't know if I want a building, I want more of a house, but it could be something like this. With this view of the sea, in the mountains, not in the city center.
Literally the fridge.
And the most amazing thing about all this is that we're on the 4th floor. And please look at this pool. This is already ready to move in.
my God, look at the one in the back.
Garden, little girl, garden.
And another pool. No, wait, look at this garden.
I mean, who says you can't have a garden in your apartment?
I don't know how much it costs, but if you can afford to buy this apartment, you can have whatever kind of garden you want. We're about to find out.
Nelson, tell us a little more about this apartment.
Well, right now we're in a pretty well-known and renowned project here on Madeira Island, which is the Savoy Monumentalis. And it's quite well known as the green building, the one with all the plants, the one with the private pools. And the truth is, we have 150 apartments here. It was a project that started in 2020, 2021, and it was completed just a few months ago. Most apartments in the Monumentalis complex are already sold, with many owners currently residing there. And, well, as I told you, there are 150 units, including 1-bedroom and 4-bedroom apartments. We have 28 commercial spaces that will also serve and support all these units. Many of the apartments, like this one, have their own private pool. We also have a gym, a children's pool, and an adult pool. The parking spaces are in private boxes for each apartment. At this moment, I could say that it's one of the most iconic buildings in Funchal, however, not in all of Portugal.
Look, I think we're all waiting for this moment.
How much does an apartment like the one we just saw cost?
An apartment like this, which has 2 ensuite bedrooms, a private pool, and an outdoor area of over 100 square meters. We're talking about prices between 1,900,000 and 2,100,000. There are 2-bedroom apartments with more affordable prices at 1,500,000 and 1,300,000. They enjoy all the benefits of the condominium despite not having a private pool. Currently, prices for 2-bedroom units range from $1.1 million to $2 million depending on the apartment type.
And how much would the down payment be?
Typically, down payments at this stage range from 10% to 20%. This will also depend a lot on whether you live on the island or not, if you are a resident, if the apartment will be used as your own permanent residence. At this point, with everything completed, the individual would buy using their personal funds. They could opt for financing with a 10-20% down payment. For a $2 million apartment, the down payment would be $400,000 and the amount financed would be $1.6 million plus taxes.
We're curious about something. How much did an apartment like this sell for when it was under construction?
I think the specific price of this one might be around the prices they're selling for today. That's an increase of more than 40% or 30%. It's going to depend a lot on the type of apartment. Some apartments appreciated more than others, but apartments did have an increase. Easy construction time, easy turnkey process. Between 30% and 50%, varying by unit and apartment floor.
And how much time passed between the construction and the moment of handing over the key?
We're talking about a 2-year process. 2.5 years from when the person made their reservation, when the project started being marketed, until all the units were completely delivered.
That's crazy. Everything that increased in 2.5 years.
Exactly.
Well, what do you all say? What do you think of this spectacular place? Are you as in love as we are?
Alright, travelers, those of you who stayed until the end of this video are going to see our new house. Just kidding, but it's the most spectacular one in this whole video. Come with us, just look at the size of the door. I'm going to close it and stand next to it so we can compare the size, not just the width, but also the height. Just so you know, I'm short, but this door is around 3 meters tall. Now let's go. To the kitchen and the living room. It's a completely open space. Look how spectacular it is. A dining table for 10 people, a living room, the kitchen is amazing, but...
No, wait, before the but. You might be wondering how they keep a kitchen as spotless as this one. Remember, it's an open concept. If you're in the living room, if you're in the dining room, you're going to see the kitchen. What's the trick?
Well, the secret is over here.
This kitchen is only for special occasions because if you come through this little hallway, you have the real kitchen they use every day. As you can see, this is a house that is still in use. The family that owns this house and is selling it lives here, so you could see there, well, the everyday kitchen stuff. Look at this. It's the first time I've ever seen something like this in my life. This giant circle you see here, it's not just a mirror. It's not just a little girl over there recording me, it's also a television. I mean, I'm going to see if I can turn it on with this remote.
Wow, I mean, of course, the rectangle is inside the circle.
There's a lot of light. You can't see it right now.
Yeah, well, I thought I saw Netflix.
Yes.
Now let's get to know the rest of the spaces. Of course, we asked them to open up the whole house for us, but that's why the television doesn't look so good. But look, a heated pool with a view not only of the sea, but also of the bay. That's where they put on the fireworks show every New Year's Eve. In fact, Madeira has won international awards for having the best fireworks shows. I don't agree with setting off fireworks, but, well, they do it here. It's something very important. Cruise ships from around the globe visit this location too. Dog, I don't know, to moor at that port and watch the light show. Well, from here you get that view. I'll leave some short videos here so you can get an idea of what that light show is like.
And all that you see over there?
In the back are the rooms. Like I told you, the family still lives here, so they prepared the main room for us to show you. But the other 3 rooms have the kids in the house, so we won't be able to see them. Before we go to the private area of the house, we'll show the grill here. Look how nice this vintage mini fridge is. And what you can't miss in any Madeiran house is of course the grill where they make espetadas. Although I don't see the espetadas around here, I see a grill and the skewer, but where's the skewer? But anyway, let's continue the tour to 2 areas we still need to show you in the house before we talk about the price. Now let's take a look at the private area of the house. But before that, I want to show you a staircase that was handmade, entirely out of iron.
No, she already damaged the house.
Oh my god, that's 5,000 less.
Or more.
Look at this staircase, it's all handmade. I don't even want to imagine how much just the staircase costs, but I can tell you it's spectacular. And it leads us to a study that this house has. By the way, in total there are 4 bedrooms plus the study, the living and dining room we saw, and over there is another living room. A television room too, which we'll show you shortly.
Each bedroom has its own bathroom.
And a super terrace. Look how beautiful it is. Here is the boss's office.
Or the boss lady.
With views just as spectacular as the ones from the pool. Here we have the other room for the television in case some people say, no, I don't like that circular television, I want my square television. Well, there you have it. And now, let's go to one of the places I like to see the most in the properties I visit. And that's the bedroom, because in the end, I think that's where you spend most of your time in your house. While the kitchen is important, you only spend 1 or 2 hours a day cooking there.
No, that's not true. It's the kitchen.
Honey, you spend 8 hours in the bedroom. You're just sleeping. But look, I think it's wonderful that what you see here, you might say, oh, it's not a cabinet or it's a door. It's literally the separation. It doesn't have handles, and this is incredible. You just push. I'm a bit clumsy and I'm a little scared to do things. And then you get to the inner area of the rooms. As you can see, each room has its own door, and also, as Valerie mentioned, it has its own bathroom, and we're entering the master bedroom. All of this is closet space. All of this is a walk-in closet on both sides. I mean, just imagine the amount of closets, the space you have there to store everything. And again, the bathroom separated by a door similar to the one we saw earlier. Look, this is the bathroom. What you see over there is a glass that separates the bathroom from the garden. In a moment, we'll show you how it looks from the outside, but look how spectacular the finishes, the colors. I mean, even the shampoo matches.
Look, that orange shampoo matches the lights.
Look, I can take a bath with you here. That way we don't fight over the shower.
Wow, it has 2 showers. I mean, 2 showers and a bathtub just in case.
And 2 sinks? Everything that's right in a bathroom?
Honey, there are 2 sinks, but on a single counter. Which do you prefer?
2 separate sinks.
And well, here we are. We've arrived at the master bedroom, which not only looks amazing. Obviously, I'm not gonna, even though I really want to do, as Alan around the world would say, the mattress test, but I'm not gonna do it. But look at the view. You can be lying in bed, enjoying the wonderful view of all of Madeira. The stores, as they call them here in Portugal, are the blinds, and they're completely electric. You press a button and they open and close. And not just the ones in this main room, but nearly all the ones in the house. And the thickness of these glass doors makes everything completely soundproof. I mean, we open here.
And nothing makes a sound either.
No, you can even hear a car passing by. The highway is right up there. Look at it.
But there's no noise.
But there's not much noise. But if we close this, I mean, literally, we're in complete silence. Now the moment of truth has arrived. The one I know many who watched the intro of this video are waiting for. I'm also curious because I still don't know the price of this house. So let's ask Nelson, and I think it's better if we sit down because standing is a bit complicated.
Oh, it's not like you're going to buy it, silly.
You never know. You never know. The moment of truth has arrived. How much is the investment to be able to enjoy this house with the family?
This house is quite unique, as you saw. We're talking about almost 800 square meters of land, 350 square meters of construction, 4 bedrooms. The bedrooms are en suite. And this wonderful view over the city of Funchal. This house has a market price of 3 million euros. It's a top-of-the-line house, what we call here on the island. The person can access this house with everything included and enjoy the experience. I think that this, more than just a house, is a lifestyle, a life experience.
Absolutely. I have a question and I don't know if you have the answer, but did the owners tell you why they're selling it?
Yes, in this case, the house is starting to get a bit too big for the owners. As families grow and children eventually leave to live independently, the house often starts to feel too large. It's a house for the whole family to enjoy, with space for everyone and their own pool, perfect for those with young children. But possibly, when we reach a certain age, we start looking for a smaller space to live in. And possibly this house can be enjoyed by a new family who can make use of it and enjoy it to the fullest as it should be.
I totally agree. Because when the kids grow up, they have to go live their own lives. Especially here in Madeira, where many prefer to go to the mainland to study. And well, it feels too big for just the owners or the couple. And one last question. Do you happen to know what year the house is from?
Exactly. This is a house that was completed in 2024. It was a life and family project that took longer than expected, with the house fully completed in 2024. That's why the people who come are basically going to be the first to use the house. It's not brand new, but it's a lightly used house with minimal wear. That's why we could include all these details and high quality materials. The house is practically new.
Yes, it's spectacular, really. It looks like it's brand new. Well, Nelson, thank you very much for this tour around all of Madeira. Well, practically a little piece of Madeira, showing us several properties.
But off camera, we've been talking about how he and his real estate agency have access to practically all areas of the island.
So if you want to invest, whether it's because you're thinking about your retirement or because you want to make your investment profitable, by putting the apartment up for short-term rentals like Airbnb or Booking, this man is the right one for the job.
In fact, we're keeping a close eye while making the video. And we're also seeing if any opportunity comes up for us.
No, because we all need a loan, but it's not that simple, especially for Venezuelans. And that's a reality that for Venezuelans, it's not that easy to get a loan here in Madeira, unless you have income from countries other than Venezuela. Can you go a little deeper into that? Not too much, but tell us a little bit about what kind of client profile can buy here in Madeira? Well, Venezuelans too, of course, but they would have to have all the money available, right?
Exactly. There are two types of purchases. We can call it what we know here as own capital or own resources. That's when the person has the full amount and completes the purchase without issue. What you need is to have a número de identificación fiscal, which is the tax number in Portugal, in order to make your purchase. Regardless of your nationality, you can buy property here, whether for living or for profit. And when we move on to the second scenario, then we're already talking about what would be a loan.
Like us.
We would be talking about what would be a bank loan. Well, there are certain requirements that we have to meet. And unfortunately, Venezuela, for whatever reasons, at the banking level is not seen in a good light. And unfortunately, people who are working and making an effort in the country are earning their income. But in the eyes of the banks, those incomes are not considered valid. That's why we have to turn to other strategies like creating companies or showing income through other bridge countries like Panama or the United States, which can help us a bit to prove the legitimacy of those incomes. In the eyes of Portuguese banks, they can be seen as more reliable and trustworthy, making it easier for them to grant loans to such individuals. While challenging, it is possible and there are methods to accomplish it. That's why we're here to help you and we'll always look for a solution. Each person's situation is unique and that's why we need to talk with them to find a solution, and I'm confident we will.
I have nothing more to say. This man is the right choice. I mean, not only does he know how to sell the house, but he also helps you get the loan. Then he helps you rent out the apartments. I mean, everything you need. With this gentleman you see here, not only are we going to show his social media on the screen, but we'll also leave his contact phone number in the video description. In case you want to find out about everything we've been talking about. See you in the next video.
Of course. Thank you very much.